All right, let's talk about Google's Notebook LM. Because if you've been thinking of it as just a research tool, well, you are in for a huge surprise. It's transforming into a full-blown content creation studio. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that means for your workflow.
So, let me ask you something. What if your research notes weren't just, well, notes? What if they could actually think and talk and even create stuff for you? I'm talking about generating videos, images, having actual conversations with your own documents. It sounds like science fiction, but that's exactly what's happening right now.
You know the drill, right? For years, our creative process has been this chaotic mess. You're copying from one doc, pasting into another, jumping between like 10 different apps. It's clunky, it's slow. Well, that's the old way. NotebookLM is trying to completely change that game. The whole idea is to get you out of that passive loop and into a single active space where you can synthesize, really understand your material, and then create, all in one place.
Okay, so where do we even begin with this new workflow? Well, it all starts with your sources. We're going to talk about supercharging them.
You've heard the saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. It's never been more true than with AI. The quality of what you get out is completely dependent on the quality of what you put in. It is the most important step. And luckily, NotebookLM has a new trick up its sleeve to make it way, way easier.
So here's one of the biggest new features, a really deep integration with Google Drive. And look, I'm not just talking about searching for a file name you already know. No. This is about searching for the actual content inside your docs, your slides, your PDFs. It's a huge deal.
And it's super simple to use. You just click Discover Sources, hit the Google Drive option, and then you can just type whatever you're looking for. You know, something like notes from last week's meeting or that presentation from Claire. NotebookLM then digs through the actual text of your files, not just the titles, and boom, you can add it as a source with one click. This is an absolute game changer for all those times you're thinking, I know I wrote that down somewhere.
All right, so you've got your sources loaded up. What's next? Well, now we move from just passively reading to actively understanding. And this is where things get really cool, where NotebookLM starts to feel less like a tool and more like a partner.
Okay, check this out. The audio overview feature has gotten a massive upgrade. It's basically like having a personal podcast generated on the fly just for you from your notes, and you're the director. You can tell it you want a quick, bite-sized brief, or maybe a deep dive conversation. You can even ask for an expert critique of your material or a debate that presents both sides of an argument. It's pretty wild.
And this isn't just for English speakers. These amazing audio and video tools, they're now available in over 80 languages. That just blows the doors wide open for creators all over the world.
So having a custom podcast made from your notes is already a huge deal. But what if you could talk back to it? What if you could, interrupt the hosts and ask a follow-up question?
Well, you can. That's the new interactive mode. You're not just passively listening anymore. As the audio overview plays, you can literally jump into the conversation. You can ask for clarification on a point, or tell it to give you more examples. You're not just hearing a summary, you are having an actual dialogue with your own information. It's incredible.
Okay, this is where it all comes together. We've gone from research to understanding, and now it's time to create. Welcome to your personal creation studio. The magic behind all the new visual stuff has this great internal code name, Nano Banana. Kind of fun, right? So what is it? It's Google's super fast, super efficient Gemini 2.5 Flash image model, and it's now baked right into NotebookLM. But, and this is a big but, it works completely differently from any other image generator you've probably used.
Here's the key difference. Nano Banana is what they call source-grounded. This is so important. It doesn't just take your prompt and go search the internet. First, it reads your documents. It understands them. So you could literally say, create an image of the main character from my book manuscript, and it will generate a picture based on the descriptions you actually wrote in your text. It's grounded in your reality.
And that same source-grounded power extends to video too. You can now generate entire explainer videos with a bunch of different visual styles. You want a clean whiteboard look? You got it. Something more artistic like watercolor? Done. You can even do anime or papercraft. You get to pick the whole vibe for your content.
And just like with audio, you've got options for the format. You can ask for a brief video, something short and punchy for social media, or you can go for a full explainer that really dives deep, connects the dots, and tells a bigger story.
So let's look at a real-world example. You could type in a prompt just like this one. See how specific it is? You're not just saying, summarize my report.
You're saying, create a vertical video for social media that summarizes the 3 key takeaways. You are directing the AI to make a final, finished asset that you can literally post right away.
And if you're wondering where this is all headed, well, there's a leaked feature that gives us a pretty big clue. It looks like very soon you'll be able to ask NotebookLM to just generate an entire Google Slides presentation for you. I mean, complete with all the text, the right layouts, and of course, source-grounded images. For anyone who's ever had to build a deck, you know, that is a massive, massive time saver.
Okay, so let's talk about the free version versus the paid version. Honestly, the free tier is incredibly generous. You get up to 50 sources per notebook, which is a lot. But if you're a real power user, NotebookLM Plus is where it's at. You get way more sources, a ton more audio and video generations, and you get access to the top-tier Gemini 2.5 Ultra model. Plus, future stuff like that slides generation feature, that'll be part of the Plus plan.
So let's pull back for a second. What does this all mean? When you add it all up, it's not just a few cool new features. It's about changing the entire way we work. I saw this quote from an analyst that just hits the nail on the head. Google's strategy is pretty clear. They want us to stop the copy-paste madness. They're building one central workbench, one place where your knowledge and your creative output are directly connected.
And that's really the bottom line here. This is the shift from passively reading your research to actively creating with it, all in one single place. So I guess the only question left is, if your notes could do all this, if they could actually create for you, what would you make?